From the hills of northwest Arkansas to the flatlands of the Delta, it's only 52 days till kickoff of high school football in Arkansas. This is Hometown Sports Volume 2, only on the Arkansas Sports Network. Hometown Sports Volume 2 is being brought to you by D3 Auto Sales. Lifted, leveled, and ready to roll. Drive different. By Tyson Foods. Passionate about food, committed to you, feeding the world like family. By Arkansas Tech University. Financial flexibility, academic excellence. Learn more, earn more. And by Metcalf Trucking Company. Arkansas trucking delivered reliably and with integrity.
Hello and welcome to Little Rock, and we are excited to be here for Day 2 of our Hometown Sports Volume 2, second year edition of our interviews with coaches across the state. And, man, we're glad to have you along. What a great day we had at Fayetteville yesterday, as we had 13 coaches coming in and talking about their teams and just sharing a little bit about what they thought about their teams. It was a good day. I've got Randy Pickrell right here along with me from D3 Auto Sales. He's going to be joining me today, talking football all day long with us. And, man, we're excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for letting us be a part of this.
Yeah, man. D3 has always been a great partner with us, and I'm trying to get this out so that you guys can share it off on your page here in just a moment. And we've got a day full of football today. In fact, they're all gas, no brakes, as they say. It is all day long. We are going to be talking football. We've got, anywhere from the 2A champs to the 7A champs and anything in between. We've got them today, and so we're excited to be here for Round 2, Day 2. And tomorrow we'd like to remind you that we'll be in Jonesboro and in Camden, bringing you live coverage of preseason high school football interviews from across the state. You're going to have to be a part of two channels tomorrow to get that action. That's Arkansas Sports Network and the Arkansas Sports Network High School. We'll put that out there on our page and make sure that you guys know where to go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's bring in Coach Chris Morse of the CAC Mustangs, and he's going to talk about CAC. Coach J.D. Plumley is tied up today, so Coach Morse, he's going to come in and tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Mustangs. Coach Morse, glad to have you along.
Well, thanks for having us today.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here. Glad to talk CAC football. I believe a tradition-rich school in football. And let's talk a little bit about what's going on at CAC.
Well, we graduated 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen last year. If you're familiar with J.D. Plumley and Lance Parker's offense at Malvern, it was a run-oriented, as everyone knew, for several years. He brought that to the table. We had really good size last year, graduated those. What people don't understand, they'll see this year, is their system is built in for answers. We have a lot of receivers that were young last year that are returning this year, very talented. Coach Plumley started off in November. They got after it with the details, with skills, with catching, and it's really paid off with it. We have several going on there. Just going down the list of some of the things that we saw this summer, we have sophomore Cooper Mosley. He is 6'1" sophomore quarterback. He actually competed in the Manning camp this past week or 2 weeks ago. In the 7-on-7, he was the only quarterback to not throw an interception in his age bracket, which was really impressive with that. And we really last year he got a little bit of reps in with that. But Jackson Plumley, which we're going to use a lot more, may use that quarterback some, but mainly we'll be able to put him at receiver, running back, because we have a guy that can get the ball out on the edges with all these guys that we have. Brody Vandelberg, he's a junior, very physical. He's going to be able to play on defense and offense for us. We expect him to be really good at blocking at receiver. we'll be able to spread out a little bit more to do that. Hoover Brogdon is a sophomore 6'2" receiver, and he has really developed last year as a freshman to be able to have to play as a freshman. You know, he took his lumps and really did a good job. He's had a good offseason. Colt Van Dyke is another one that we've had that's going to come along. He's a sophomore. Hudson Ritchie, he is a senior. And Richie has played really 3 years for us, and we've relied on him heavily in the past. He was a little undersized with some of the things he did, worked hard in the offseason, has gotten a lot stronger, and that'll help out a lot. We have a lot of speed out of him. Andrew Lowe's another physical guy that we'll have who will play probably in the box a little bit for blocking, but he'll be playing some linebacker with that. Today you'll run into, in a minute, a Landon Allen. He's going to be one of our running backs that we'll rely heavily on to be able to run the ball. We'll do a lot more pass protection this year. He does a good job with his hands at protecting on that to pick up blitzes. Andrew Taylor is another guy that we have that will be a skill guy that will work, that's real physical on defense. And Eli Cash, he's going to be a running back. He's a sophomore, very, very talented young man. You'll be able to see him run the ball a lot, but he comes out of the backfield, and we'll be able to throw the ball to him quite a bit as well. Lucas Tyndall played tight end for us last year. We can spread him out some. He probably has better hands than most of our guys. He started off on the offensive line. We realized how well he did with his hands, so he's going to be able to do that for us. We'll be able to move the ball with him, throwing the ball out there. Luke Brooks and Zach Bissett, they're two guys that we'll have at receiver that will be able to help us to rotate in. They're young, but they're developed, and we're getting them in the weight room, and they'll improve a lot. All these guys have embraced the weight room, and that is the key right there with it. They understand that when we get into it, they're serious about the details. You know, they pull up their bootstraps, they get after it each day, which is nice. Yeah. Finding skill guys that are willing to do something like that, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
With that. But
strength program is pretty big in small sports.
Oh, absolutely. Jordan Watson does a good job. He's our strength and conditioning guy. We hired just a strength and conditioning guy, and all he does is that with boys and girls. And they're lifting 4 to 5 days a week. We're making them eat. I have an area in my office where they have access to food, and it really shows. People understand. They're understanding that stacking these workouts will make a big difference.
Makes a big difference.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It sure does.
Absolutely. That's good stuff there. Let's talk a little bit about your team and your schedule here that you guys are going to play this year. Looking at it, you're starting out with DeWitt. DeWitt has had that's right. DeWitt has had some good success as of late. You guys are hosting them. Then you host Stuttgart right off the bat, and then you're at Harding Academy. You guys are not easing into the season.
Correct. That's quite a gauntlet that we'll be running into. You know, we started this schedule last year and knew what we were going into. And really, for the most part, all three of these, 2 of the 3, we hung with them for quite a while last year. Going back to the offensive line, that makes a big difference. We were able to be sustainable for a while, but just ran out of gas with playing both ways. And most of these guys these teams are real physical. They've got numbers.
Right.
They're able to platoon with that, and that'll make a big difference. But we feel pretty good about what we have and what we're trying to do. As far as identity goes and seeing these guys, these teams, we know what we can and can't do. We're not going to try to be something that we're not, and that'll make a big difference.
It will.
With that. That
strength and conditioning will come into play when you're playing a lot of two-way players.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Going into, and this ties into what we're talking about with these 3 teams up front. We've got returning starter Jackson Allen. He played as a 9th grader for us in our spread offense. He's 6'4", 270. When he went to Arkansas this summer, they really noticed him for the first time. We'll be moving him around a lot against those 3 teams because of the challenge of what they have up front defensively.
Is he a sophomore?
He is a junior.
Oh, he's a junior.
He's a junior.
He's a big old kid.
He is a big kid. And you'll run into Damian Wicker here in a minute. He'll be up here. He's one of our Really, in the past, he's so smart, I've been able to put him anywhere with that. And, we've got Ross Mounts, we got Ethan Brooks, we got Zach Moore. All these guys are interchangeable. Drew Colley in that. And I feel like with this non-conference that we have that we've mentioned, this is going to get us ready for conference because it's going to we'll be able to reveal what we need to work on, who we are, and what we're about. And we kind of already know that. But when the bullets are flying against that non-conference, you really figure out who you are.
You'll know where you are pretty quick.
Now, the biggest challenge is trying to be healthy during that. This past year, we got into Harding Academy. That was a challenge with some of that, so we kind of had to switch gears. We're hoping to not have to do that this year, but when you don't have the numbers that these other schools have, it becomes a challenge with that.
Right, absolutely. Well, I thought you weren't a talker. You said you're not a talker. You've got it. You've covered it well.
He's done a good job, didn't he?
You've covered it well for sure. Looking at your schedule here in the conference season: Heber Springs, Riverview, Hall, Lone Oak, Bald Knob, Mills, and Forest City. Tell us a little bit about your conference slate and what you see in the 4A2.
Well, when you look at our conference, it's going to be just like last year. There will be a fight for kind of the mid-tier teams trying to work through that. Anything could happen with our point system, and you know how that is in Arkansas.
Right.
And being healthy, being able to make it from 1 week at a time and working through that's vital for that. And looking at some of the things that, like Forest City, we really don't know what they're going to be about. They have a new coach, but we know they're going to be athletic and physical. We have those guys at the end of the year. But at the end of the day, we're trying to think about what is next. Who are we going to be running into at first? And when you hit in the conference, every single thing that you do in our conference makes a difference. It's vital that you're prepared because of that dogfight at the end. Who knows what's going to end up at the end?
Where's that Lone Oak game at?
It is at Lone Oak this year.
Yep.
So that's going to be a tough one. Lone Oak has done an awesome job at getting kids back out. They struggled with that, as you've seen in the past few years. But, man, he's done quite a job. Those guys are excited. And really, they look like they know what they're doing. You can tell they've been coached up really well. Right. They have a lot of energy. I don't know if you guys have seen them on film, but you need to watch them because they've got some.
I haven't seen them.
They've got some guys that can get after it, and they want to be there, which makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, you've done a great job covering it. We're going to bring in your two players that you've got with us. So tell us just who we're bringing in, and we'll bring them in and talk with them.
All right. We have Landon Allen, which is a senior. Last year, he played more of interior linebacker. We used him at fullback a little bit, whatever we needed him to do. He's one of those utility guys that we've always been able to count on, one of those bootstrap guys where pulled up and he's just willing to do it. In junior high, if I needed him to play on the offensive line, he would get in there.
There you go.
The whole phrase "taking on hell with a squirt gun" that happens at times with some of our guys.
Nice.
If you saw us walking out onto the field, our guys, they don't look like the other team, but when they put their helmets on and get out there, it's a whole different story. And that's the kind of the mentality that we've developed at CAC with that. And we've moved him to corner now. It helps a lot being physical, being used to being inside, so that'll make a big difference with that. And he will get some rotation in at running back, as I said earlier. Damon Wickers, he's a senior. He's one of those guys. He's very intelligent. I know Hendricks has offered him an opportunity to go there to play football. Very smart. I've always been able to use him wherever on the offensive line, wherever we've needed, we've used him. This year he'll be at guard a little bit more. He's played everywhere in the box on defense. When we need him at linebacker, he's going to play linebacker, defensive end, just wherever. Right. So
utility player.
Absolutely. All
right. Well, let's bring those guys in, and we're gonna talk with them about CAC football. Come on in here, guys. Let's talk a little bit about CAC football. I love this time of year because nobody's lost. Everybody's got optimism, right? Everybody's going to win a state championship right now, right? everybody's got hopes of it anyway. So it's fun. It's fun to talk to guys like you, Coach Morse, and get the lowdown on what's going on with your team, and we're looking forward to that. So tell us a little bit about what it's like playing at CAC.
You got it.
All right. Well, CAC has a different type of mentality than most schools. Never usually have been about the personnel that we go in with. It's more about working as a team and what we can do as a unit. That's what it's always been about, and it shows each day we go into practice, what we do for practice, and all that.
One of the main things that I've noticed over the years is we've never really had like most schools have a ton of people on the team, but we've realized without those kind of numbers that we just need 11 dedicated people. And
Yes.
That's really what we've had is 11 guys who are just ready to be on the field and get after it. And that's, at the end of the day, all you need. And that's what I've seen through CAC football.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think y'all have a heck of a head coach. Coach Morse over here, he sounds like he's got his finger on things, knows what's going on there at CAC as well. So you guys have got a good head. Y'all got good coaches there that I can tell just by talking to you here. Coach Plumlee is a guy that has had some success. Now, looking at your schedule last year, y'all struggled last year, but there were reasons for that. We knew that coming into this year. So what is it going to be for CAC football this year that you guys are able to take that next step from where you were last year to back to where what we know a little bit more about CAC football being more successful?
So with that, it's just been a little bit of a challenge switching from coach to coach each year. And with Plumlee, this is our second year having him, so we'll kind of get more acclimated with the type of football that he likes to play. We'll become more as a team, and I think that's when we'll start showing more success.
Yeah, that's one of the main things for our classes. I don't think we've ever really had a full off season with one coach. So that has really, this offseason, it's really kind of showed us what a real offseason should look like. And going into this next season, I feel like, at least me, we are going to be a lot more confident in what we're doing because we've been working, from the day that our last game ended, we came back that next Monday,
Right.
Started getting to work in the morning. So we've really been, all gas, like they say, all gas, no brakes from the day the season ends. So, we've been putting in that work. And one of the things that the coaches have been really preaching to us is that, it takes no talent to give the best effort you can and to be disciplined in whatever you're supposed to be doing. So I think that this season we will be 100%. All 11 players on the field at all times will be giving their best effort and being disciplined in whatever their assignment is. And if we can have that, you can really play with anyone if you have 11 guys who can do
No
that.
doubt about that. I mean, football, if you play hard, you can play with people, no doubt. I mean, talent does win a lot of games. Speed wins a lot of games. Size wins a lot of games. But if you go out there and you got heart, you can win ball games as well. So that is it's a very good thing. All right, I want you guys to think about this. When I say this, it will be a successful season at CAC if.
Kind of going with what I just said. I think it will be a successful season if we can get 11 players on the field who are just ready to do whatever it takes to get their job done. And they're not focused on what everyone else around them is doing, but they're just focused on that one assignment that they have for the play. And if we can do that every single play, I think some good things can happen this season.
I think it's all about trust. So if our play style will have to be a little bit different than most teams that we play, and we just can't get it in our head that we have to play like other teams. We have our coaches who are good at doing our coach things, so we just have to trust them.
I think that's good. CAC here talking with us about high school football and their team here in the state of Arkansas. We want to say thank you guys for joining us once again. Coach Morse, thank you for coming down and talking with us about CAC. And, man, we're looking forward to seeing what you guys do this year. Guys, good to meet you. Good luck. And we
Thank you.
appreciate it. Make sure that everybody watches this.